The secret of human nature, both authentic and cruel, has endured for thousands of years. Except for the most enlightened masters, ordinary people find it very difficult to see the truth. This is also the reason why most people become mediocre, because they are too far removed from the truth. Remember, one class of people can control another class because they know secrets that the other class does not. Those who have attained enlightenment must possess the nature of a wolf, acting decisively, resolutely, coldly, and with ruthless strategies, like the autumn wind sweeping away fallen leaves. Have you ever come across the question, what did you realize when you grew up? There is an answer that many people agree with. When you grow up, you realize that this world has no justice, and everything is just the big fish swallowing the small fish. What a bitter realization about life. What is the saddest thing about ordinary people? They always think that this world operates on reason, only to end up bruised and battered, discovering that this world is, in fact, nothing more than the big fish devouring the small fish. From a young age, we are stuffed with ideas of what is right and what is wrong, only to grow up and realize that society is not like that at all. It only recognizes strength, only acknowledges the powerful. The weak only recognize the victorious, the defeated. If you fail, no matter how good a person you are, you will become an object of contempt. If you succeed, no matter how many flaws you have, you will be praised by everyone. I know your life is very busy, but still, the things I'm saying are not easy to absorb, especially not easy to master. If you only listen once, my advice is to listen until the end, replay it multiple times when you're free or doing household chores, and share and save it to a playlist for your convenience. I am certain that, within a few short months, your mindset will develop dramatically, reaching a new height. With ancient wisdom, I warmly greet you all, dear audience. Here are the 5 sayings that annoy listeners the most. I guarantee you've heard them countless times. Some sayings sound reasonable at first, but upon closer inspection, they are completely unconvincing. Today, I will explain a little about these sayings. Number 1, justice may be late, but it will never be absent. This saying has deceived countless people. If it is truly justice, why does it always have to arrive late? Justice that arrives late can hardly be called justice anymore. At best, it's just the truth. It's like expired milk. It's still milk, but can you drink it? Number 2, children of poor families grow up independent early. Many people often say this, but in reality, children from poor families are more accustomed to enduring hardship. The real meaning of independence that people talk about is merely being able to earn enough to eat and not go hungry, but we didn't come into this world just to avoid starvation. What young people truly need is spiritual wealth. True independence is not about diligently cooking meals or becoming a tool for others just to survive, but about understanding the mechanisms of this society and knowing how to use them to grow. This is something most people cannot achieve before the age of 30. Number 3, hard work can make you rich. Many people are deceived by this saying, leading them to work hard their whole lives while remaining at the bottom of society. They work tirelessly, but no matter how hard they try, they cannot rise. If hard work alone could make you rich, then the richest people in the world would surely be laborers and farmers, but reality is the complete opposite. If hard work could make you rich, it would only be about making a few people rich. The more poor people work hard, the richer the wealthy become. Therefore, to become rich, it's not enough to just work hard. You must also learn, elevate your awareness, and make efforts with direction, instead of repeating meaningless tasks daily, wasting time and energy. Number 4, enduring hardship is the greatest asset in life. This saying is inherently contradictory. If that were true, wouldn't the people who suffer the most be the richest? Enduring hardship goes against human nature. People only endure it when they have no other choice. Between someone born into poverty and someone born into wealth, who has more assets? The wealthy, whether in material or spiritual terms, always have more than the poor. You have no way out, so you must endure hardship, but enduring hardship does not equate to gaining assets. Number 5, good people will be rewarded. Being good and being rewarded are two concepts that have no direct connection. They are entirely separate matters. Whether a good person is rewarded or not is simply a matter of probability. Later, Buddhism offered explanations that led people to mistakenly believe that good people will surely have a good ending, But in reality, good people are not always rewarded, and there are evildoers who still live in luxury. Of course, I'm not encouraging people to be bad, but rather advising you to be a good person with principles and intelligence, and not to place too high expectations on others. After all, if you help others, they will also find ways to repay you. Only when everyone contributes a little can society become better. But if you spend your days calculating and deceiving others, one day, being retaliated against by others is inevitable. When meeting poor people, we often say, "Money is not important. Happiness is what matters." When meeting women, we often compliment them, saying they've lost weight and become more beautiful. When meeting patients, we always encourage them, saying they look healthy and will recover soon. When meeting someone with children, we often praise their kids as smart and adorable. If you come from a wealthy family, return to your hometown with pride and make full use of the resources around you. If you come from a poor background, do things discreetly, avoiding attention and exploitation. Life is a process of being lost for a long time, and only in a few moments do we truly mature. Everyone has a phase of awakening, but whether that awakening comes early or late will determine your fate. If you have a little money and are unsure whether to spend it, don't worry. Money is still yours. But if you have a little time and are unsure whether to act, don't delay, because time will not wait for you. Most moments of awakening happen when it's already too late, rendering them meaningless. Many people talk about ideals and the desire to change, but after speaking, they sink back into reality without taking action. At every crossroads in life, they know which path is right, but they never take it because deep down they always believe they have plenty of time with countless opportunities ahead. They think their real life hasn't started yet, and one day they will achieve success. These people are always waiting for an opportunity, a miracle, hoping that after hardships, someone will appear to help them overcome difficulties. As long as there's the slightest escape, the tiniest opportunity, people will always find thousands of reasons and excuses not to act. Children without umbrellas will run wildly in the rain, while the most miserable people are those who hold umbrellas, walking slowly, afraid of getting wet, yet still unable to avoid it. They weren't born in luxurious cars, but they also lack the courage to run straight into the rain. When you haven't achieved anything in life, so-called dignity and self-respect are just illusions, like an umbrella in a storm. If you don't treat yourself harshly, society will do it for you. But once you dare to face yourself with rigor, the world will become gentler toward you. Anyway, if you're going to get wet, throw away the umbrella and charge forward like riding a horse in the rain, much faster than those cautiously holding umbrellas. Even when the rain is heavy and traffic is jammed, you can surpass those sitting in cars. Many people say that success mainly depends on luck or background. That makes sense, but it's not the whole story. Those sayings only offer a bit of illusory comfort to the listener without changing the reality of life. Indeed, this brings no real meaning. In this world, most things are beyond our control. Perhaps we can only control about 5% of our lives, but that 5% is everything to us, 100% of our existence. What we can do is accept the things we cannot change and then pour all our effort into changing what we can. True acceptance of nature comes after we've tried our best, not demanding too much, rather than sitting idly, giving up and doing nothing. Some people say, "I'm not just trying to survive. I've already done my best, with living expenses and all. How could I have the energy to change or dare to make mistakes?" The core issue lies in how you define it. From childhood to adulthood, before we truly experience things ourselves, we are imposed with all sorts of opinions and perspectives from others. So, one day, when you start thinking from your own perspective, shouldn't you question everything you've absorbed before? If you can calm down, think carefully, and recall how, step by step, you fell into the difficulties within yourself, you will realize that nothing is ever as simple as we think. Human knowledge, wealth, and power up to now have still been unable to solve the most fundamental issue: death. To cope with death, every religion promises a world after death, and every philosophy seeks the meaning of life. But this inevitable end still lies ahead, and each of us is walking a one-way path from birth to death. No matter how different our status, power, or wealth may be, the end result is the same. When you understand this, you will realize that Apart from time, we truly have nothing, and apart from freedom, there is nothing to lose. An empty mind is better than working and entertaining yourself in a vague, meaningless way. Your vagueness and exhaustion stem from knowing deep down that what you do every day is meaningless. This vagueness makes you anxious, driving you to fill every idle moment, exhausting you both physically and mentally, leading to self-denial, and then falling back into a cycle of anxiety and vagueness. To break this cycle, the first thing you need to do is tear down the invisible wall in your heart. Discard the things you think you need but actually don't. Let go of desires beyond your capabilities. There is nothing that cannot be let go of. Those who cannot let go of anything are, in the end, only binding themselves. Nothing can be changed, and only a thorough letting go can leave space for you to heal your pain. Only then can you reclaim your time and energy, the only things you truly possess. Every human choice is a weighing of pros and cons in the current environment, aiming to find the best solution. What is often called fate teasing people is not always a matter of human perception, but rather a natural choice based on specific circumstances. To achieve something, you must first let go. When you have nothing, paradoxically, you gain everything, because from that moment, you truly take charge of your life.